Power 104.7.
Rise and shine, St. Paul. Start your day the Power way. The Wake Up on Power 104.7 FM. Monday through Friday from 8 to 10. Let's go. Let's go. 4.7.
Wake up, this is the wake up.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, snap. This is the Wake Up on Power.
Touching stir.
104. I turned this down.
You keep touching.
I didn't touch this one. I
I've
touched
been watching
this
you
one.
all day. All day. All things day.
Because you be having it turned up too loud sometimes.
No,
You
your
can't
ears,
even hear me
your,
talking.
Your ears just need to get clean.
Probably. Anyways, welcome
much
back
wax.
to the show, y'all. This is Power 104.7, The Wake Up, and we have our special guest in the building, the one and only lyricist, activist, mentor, community advocate. It's so many titles that he go by, but the overall is Lewiee Blaze.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing?
Grand Rising.
Yes, what was
Great to be with y'all this morning.
What was the other one we've been saying lately?
Nah, I ain't been saying nah.
We have said it a few times. I can't remember, but we've been kind of saying
Elevated horizon.
yeah, elevated horizon,
Elevated rising.
Rich Rising.
or something.
You know, hey,
Top
we
of the
rising,
bag,
man.
top of the bag. You know what I mean? Be like, come on, son. You know what I mean? We out here, bro.
I've been saying grind mornings.
I like that. It's nothing I'm mourning about right now. I wake up and I rise and I grind.
Absolutely.
I be trying to get her to get out of the normal. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, it's some people that really got a problem with that. Oh, yeah, some people.
Oh, by
really
saying good morning.
saying Grand Rising. Actually,
Oh yeah.
Some people really got a
They think
problem
it's
with that.
they think it's corny. Like, don't say that to me. If a man hit me in my inbox and says Grand Risings, I'm blocking him. Like, what? That's crazy. At least he said good morning.
Hey man, a lot of people's knowledge and wisdom is not what they think it is. Honestly, when it comes down to a bunch of things. And Lewiee, you know what I'm talking about, my brother.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But let's get into the show, man. Thank you for coming through and being a part. You've been here before.
Yeah.
Right. You interviewed with Jeff when he had his show, and then was you here another time for 7th Street Live?
Yeah, I was here for 7th Street Live. Well, I actually did the festival on 7th Street Live over in St. Paul.
Yeah.
And I remember when this joint was first built, like back in the day. Shout out to Dario on Youth Lens 360. We did a lot of work out of this building, up on the top floor and everything. So yeah, it's just beautiful to continue to see it develop into what it has become today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and y'all doing y'all thing on this station too.
Thank
so
you.
Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate it. All right, well, let's get into
Don't make
it,
her
man.
blush, bro.
I'm always blushing when somebody say you're doing a good job in here. I can't help it. It's like, oh, thank you.
Good flowers when they
Okay,
do.
sometimes when she be hearing it, I be thinking like automatically what pops up is like her taking a bite of an airhead and her head just goes.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being big-headed sometimes, okay?
For sure.
I'm always humble, so it's okay to sometimes not be humble. It's all right. It's all right. But with that being said, speaking of humble, you are known in the city as one of, like, top lyricists, right? When a lot of people speak on their top 5 or the top 10 or whatever, you're usually a part of that list.
Definitely top 5.
For sure. Like I said, since we're speaking of being humble, how does that make you feel when you get that recognition?
It's just an attitude of gratitude, as an artist, right? I think we all want to be recognized for our contributions into this world, into this society. And, I'm in my 10th year now officially doing this, and I remember them early stages. I was just a young black boy growing up in America that wanted to be seen and wanted to be heard because there ain't too many spaces for us to be seen and heard. And hip hop, provides that, empowerment for us, so that's really like where it grown out of, like all the pain, all the trauma, everything I had to endure. I needed a way to I needed an outlet, to just heal for myself. And then we grow up. I wanted to be an NBA superstar, that ain't really work out. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a rap superstar, whatever it is, I gotta be a superstar.
Exactly.
I gotta be the best, like that Mamba mentality. And for a long time, I felt like people would sleep on that. They didn't really acknowledge that. But you just keep working and you stay consistent. And I realized that people started to notice eventually, and showing that love. So yeah, I'm just extremely grateful for anybody that like has seen me and heard me and recognized me, you know, and I return that love to the next ones coming up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So NBA superstar, because we've known each other since we was yay high kids. I remember
back in the day.
Back in
We
the
grew
day,
up in the same church.
yeah, same church,
same choir,
like
everything.
literally. Congress,
y'all
remember
was
we
out
used to.
here singing
I
for
told
the
you, I
Yeah.
said
I was an usher. I was out here.
we was ushering. We was in the choir together. We used to go to Congress. Congress was this church like trip that all the youth would take out of state, and we would do a mass choir with other states.
Which church?
Bethesda Baptist Church over south. It's they sold it to the church next door though. That big one.
I heard about
they
that.
sold it. So
Okay.
but yeah.
I don't
But
know, I
Black folks.
probably might have came in and didn't.
possibly you know
Exit
church anniversaries and stuff
It'd be-
like that. You
church
know?
anniversaries. or
Everybody visit each other.
Vacation Bible studies.
All that stuff.
All
Yeah,
that,
all that
all
stuff.
that.
So I bring that up because I remember, you know, we used to always go to Elliott Park, cross the street. You and a few other people in church where y'all will always be hooping. That was something that y'all always did and everything. When was that? When was that shift? When you said like, okay, hooping ain't gonna work, but let's give rapping a try.
Actually, it was like when I was about 16.
Okay.
And I was cold. Like I was like doing private workouts with colleges and everything. The whole
Nice.
nine. I scored 1,000 in high school. Like you know, I could really ball. But like that's still like my passion for basketball wasn't strong enough to keep me focused. Cause like it was still a lot of distractions in my life, and it was a lot of other stuff that I was getting myself into. You know, and I eventually falling and bumping my head, caught a case when I was 16 and everything. You know, and ended up in the system. So it's like that still wasn't strong enough to keep me focused. And I've always been a poet though. I've always been a writer. You know, I've always loved to tell stories, and I've always loved music. My mom introduced me to hip hop. You know, folks like Tupac, Snoop Dogg. You know, and just growing up on that, I'm like, yo, I love this. And then I got to a point to where I started like rapping and performing my own lyrics, and people was like, yo, you dope. You should keep going. You should keep going. And that's really what inspired me to keep going. It's like the belief in others, like what you said, like just being seen for what you do.
Yeah. That's what's up. Okay, so you start listening to more hip hop music. Was there any local people that kind of took you under their wing, or that you kind of gravitated more to really help with the artistry side?
Early on, nobody really like took me up under their wing.
Okay.
And I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day, actually. Like, I feel like pioneers in Minnesota hip hop or Minnesota music period don't do a good job of like reaching back to the next generation. Like, it's a lot of stuff I had to like get out the mud and figure it out. Right. And I had to like build my brand to what it is today for people to want to be invested in now, you know? And I mean, real recognize real. You know, I used to have a salty mentality, be like, yo, when I get home, I'ma, you know, be pooping on everybody. I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna like get that love. But now that I'm in a position to where like I've built a really dope brand, it's in my heart to always like give back, you know, and spread the wealth and share the wealth, you know. So yeah, that's happened over time. But early on, nah. You know, and I even reached out to folks, you know,
wow.
and yeah, I mean, I feel like.
What was the responses when you reached out?
I mean, sometimes it was no response. You know, most of the time it's no response. But I think, you know, I don't charge, you know, they heart or anything. It's just like we all want to be great, you know, and when you so focused on like being the one, right, being the one to put everybody else on, you know, that have you just look at your career and your life and your success. And then life be life, and too people got real life stuff going on, so they probably don't have the capacity to invest time and energy into another entity growing up.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand it now, you know, in the words of Lethal Shooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, especially with all the community work you do, was that force and that fire that honestly made you switch directions compared to the music that you used to put out to what you're putting out now?
Yeah, for sure. Like, getting involved in community work, like shout out to Studio 4 High School for Recording Arts, right? it just opened my eyes up to so much more. You know, it put me in a position where I realized, like, yo, I'm actually more than a rapper. You know, like being flown out of state to like be a keynote speaker and speak in front of thousands of teachers about how like hip hop could change education, doing hip hop workshops at places like Harvard, Stanford, you know, all these other things. I started to develop other skills and other tools, right? And then eventually, like, I even like wrote a book with my goddad, right? And we got this whole mental health curriculum that we've been able to like create a really dope, you know, youth program, and we've been doing that for like the last 5 years now consistently. So it's like it's these other tools that I've been able to utilize in my career and realize like I'm more than just a rapper, you know, and I think that's been huge for my brand and for my success, for real.
For sure.
If you could tell your younger self back when you started, what would be the words that you would give to yourself to let you know like it's okay?
I love that. I would say like just stay open minded, you know, and continue to like explore different fields, you know, because I was so married to just being a rapper, and that was it. That was it. You know, so it's like it's unlimited options for us in this world. It's so much that we can do. It's so many skills that we can have that can go into other buckets. And I ain't really realized that. I was just so married to just being a rapper, and that was it.
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So starting out, you wanted to just be a rapper. Were you more into the going back on what he said, like the difference in the music? Were you more like a drill rapper, like talking street stuff and all of that?
Yeah, I most definitely was drill rapping.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was most definitely drill rapping when I first got started.
Okay.
You know, my family's from Chicago. I'm super influenced by the go, you know, and just by gangster music, period.
Yeah.
You know, and then also like that reality that I grew up in and what I seen and what I witnessed, you know, is like I'm rapping about what I'm seeing, you know, and what's around me, right? But yeah, that wasn't it. Like I'm happy my soul. Like
I was gonna
you know.
ask, what was that transition when you was like, all right, I can't keep rapping about this no more. I gotta bring substance to these lyrics.
I started to grow in like knowledge of self.
Okay.
You know, it just ain't sit right with me. And I feel like as an artist, we all gotta like follow our intuition. You know, like it sound cool on wax and all that, but like when I look back at it, like I've lost so many like close homies and family members to that street life, you know, to crime and to violence, and whether it was like actual death or them just being incarcerated, you know. And I'm looking at my future and it's like, yo, I actually want to be here, you know, and I can't be pushing that kind of message out. But at the same time, like I've always been a revolutionary. Like I remember when Trayvon Martin got killed, you know, the first thing I did was write about it, and I went to the booth and I created a song called My Brother's Keeper. So like that always ignited something under me, you know, to speak. And then I, you know, the world just love to put these labels on you. For so long I was just looked at as like a political rapper.
You were for
You
a
know?
while. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
I
like-
remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Okay.
You already know Cypher begins again tomorrow, so everybody knowledge itself. And my personal opinion is what made, or my personal question, not opinion, personal question for that one is what made you honestly, or who gave you that direction to start gaining that knowledge of self?
Yeah, it was some OGs in my life, you know. I came across the Supreme Mathematics from some OGs I know that's out from the East Coast and everything. Yeah, and then honestly, like Mama Dukes, like my moms, you know, always reminded me to like stay authentic, stay true to who you are. You feel me? Like keep it real. You can't be flanging, you can't be capping at all. So like, yeah, it's just like it allowed me to like learn more about, you know, who I am and where I come from. You know, when I got more curious into that, started looking in the mirror more, I'm like, yo, you actually him. You that thing right there for sure.
That's what's
You
up.
already know. You
Yeah,
already know, guy.
you know.
You already know.
Yeah, it ain't gotta be nobody else. You know, that's why I stay from idolization too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel that. Just a little quick back on drill music, because we did a a story here on specifically Game Time, right? The bar. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've seen comments on my personal social media on that clip saying like, you know, it's the music, right? There's like, y'all, the music we listen to has certain spirits and things in it that make people act that way. Do you believe that yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Music is magical.
Yeah.
We're electric beings. You know, we move off of sound and off of vibration. You know, and words are literally spells. You know, that's why we're spelling, right? So like what you say and what you put into the universe is energy, and you manifest in that energy. And we literally, like God said, let there be light, then there was light, right? So like I'm speaking from like that perspective. So like, yeah, what you say on the track and what you put into the world, like that literally manifests itself,
For sure.
in some way, in some form. And the frequencies of the sounds too, like it's low frequencies, it's high frequencies, right? And like I want to be vibrating at a high level, you know, I don't want to be, you know, with that low energy. And it, so yes, I do believe that. That's a long way to say yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
no, you could.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is if y'all haven't recognized it, go watch Sinners.
Oh, come on
Yeah.
now, please.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's movie of the year,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, so let's get into the music.
Yeah.
What was
let's
your
talk it.
first project? Because you got a few that came out, some that you got coming. Let us know that first project that you put out and how you felt being vulnerable to the world in that light.
Yeah, for sure. My very first project I put out was 7/4/16, July 4th, 2016. It was a mixtape called A Who Is He.
Okay.
You know, I just had like this silhouette, you know, like I always wanted to like stay anonymous kind of. And it was just like, you know, kind of take it from like Lil Wayne's playbook, you know, just hopping on everybody else's beat and going crazy on them Johns. You know, I did like a I'm Rolling remix at the time, Big Sean Paradise, Chris Brown Liquor, like just a lot of dope tracks that, you know, I rock with, and I, you know, put my raps on them Johns and started doing videos. I got up with a cat named Minnesota Cold.
Oh, yeah,
who
he's
was kind of
cold.
like, yeah, he
Shout out
was
to
kind of
Minnesota
like
Cold.
one of the prominent videographers on the scene, and you know, put myself out there. My first video I dropped was an I'm Rolling remix, and
Okay.
when that joint hit, like it had the internet in a frenzy. He was like, yo, who is this cat? You know, like it was really hard. So yeah, A Who Is He mixtape, you know. Then I did a part 2 a couple years later, right? And then like I put together an actual original EP called Young, Black, and Gifted. Around the time like I was going to high school for recording art, so I was like in a real high quality production studio. I was learning how to engineer all those things. You know, I've always invested into myself as well. That's another thing. Like being an artist is expensive. There's so much we
goodness.
gotta pay for. You know,
Yes.
but I'm the type like, hey, it ain't tricking if you got it. You
Yeah.
know, you gotta make it happen, Captain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Okay, being a Studio 4 student, man, was Lane still there?
Lane, currently I don't think he's there, but when I was there, yeah, he was
Big
there.
Lane?
Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out Big
that
Lane
was my
and
guy,
Lil
man.
Lane, both of the lanes. I love them.
Lil Lane is probably like one of the coldest engineers, low-key. But what were you introduced to Studio 4, or did you like somebody like how to say? Did somebody like, hey man, since you're doing that music, you should go over here, or did you actually find it on your own?
I was introduced actually. So like at the time I was going to MTS high school. You know, shout out
Yep,
to them
over
too.
south.
South side. We outside. And my homie Austin Lee at the time, his name was Chinky. He go by Young Gami now. We went to MTS together, and
Okay.
they actually had like an artistic piece to their school too. Like
Yeah.
I learned how to do videography, photography there. We was in a music studio there, right? So we had those tools. But then they shut the music program down.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Right? But I was a basketball player too. So like we was here my junior year, we went like 21-5. We was a game away from the Target Center. Like I scored 1,000 points. Like it was going up.
Okay.
But like Austin, he had left and he found Studio 4 and he hit me up like, yo, if you really want to do music, you got to come here. This is the best school for it. He showed me some music they made and everything. And it was super dope. But I still like wasn't ready to leave because my love for basketball.
Right.
And then like I said earlier, like a lot of stuff was going on in my personal life, you know, back home and everything. So I eventually, you know, just kind of started like dropping out of school and not really showing up, and basketball wasn't strong enough to keep me there. But like music, it was like when I got in trouble, you know, and I went to JDC and everything, and got on probation. It's like, yo, I started thinking about my future more. Like, where do you see yourself in like the next 5 to 10 years?
Right.
And like that led me back to music, and I made a status like, yo, I'm thinking about going to Studio 4. And my big sister, shout out Lushonda, like my dad, he had 20 plus kids, so like I got a huge family, right? It's crazy, it's crazy. But my sister hit me up, was like, yo, my cousin owned this music school, you should come check it out. And we went. I was introduced to TC in school, and that's where Austin was at. It's like, yo, I made that switch. And then when I left from MTS to Studio 4, I brought like my whole gang with me too. We all went. Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, look at you bringing the people with you.
Did he spit that first rap he made?
He most definitely did. The True Confessions joint. I done heard that rap a million times, man.
I'm dead.
Shout out TC, man. I love what he created.
That's how you know it's Studio 4 kids. That's all we got to say. Did he do that first rap he made?
That's funny. So when did you start hitting the stage? Was it around that same time with the mixtape, or did it take some time to start hitting these open mics or even being on flyers and all that stuff?
Yeah, I would say like I was booked for some community events probably in like 2019.
Okay.
You know, like early on, right? Before I had like a real album out. But like it just went crazy. Like after 2020, to be honest, like during 2020 and after that, it's been crazy. Like I've been consistently booked throughout the whole year for the last 6 years, and it's been a blessing, you know, and a real humbling experience, because to be able to do what you love, to do what you're naturally good at, to provide the world with what it needs and get paid for it, right? We resting in our ikigai. You know, that's some Japanese root word of like reason of being.
Okay.
And like I really been able to do that, you know, and really see the fruits of my labor. You
that's
know,
beautiful.
And that's a blessing.
For sure.
Man,
for
what
sure.
books are you reading right now?
Right, because he talking about, I said, who?
Let's see. What books am I? I'm not reading no books currently, to be honest, but I do want to pick up this one book I was just gifted with. It's about the dang, what's the name of it? It's not on me right now, but it's gonna come back.
Okay. So then, so the first mixtape came out. When was the second project? What was the second project?
Yup. So after Young, Black, and Gifted, that like 7-track EP, in 2020, I started working on my Freedom Fighter Reloaded. So this was like my first album, full album, 21-track album. It featured a lot of speeches from different activists and leaders in the city on there. And I was calling it the soundtrack for the revolution. You know, a lot of people told me he was just a political rapper, but I ain't care about that. Like, I feel like, you know, hip hop is a tool. We gotta, like, you know, have a message in the music. You know, like Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On." You know, it's so legendary, but like it has a message in the music. You know, like Kendrick Lamar, "To Pimp a Butterfly," right? So like Freedom Fighter Reloaded was really that album that like did it for me. Where I was like, yo, I'm finna put this together, put it out for the people, and it's been amazing. Like, you know, it's been streamed all over the world. When I had physical copies, I followed Nipsey Hussle's blueprint. I was selling physical copies for $100.
How I guess, how was that outcome? Did you sell a lot of them?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Like, and I don't know, like that really like showed something to me. Like, yo, you got something going here.
Yeah.
Like people really believe in you. Not only believe in you, but believe in the message and the movement that you're doing. And like, it went from me just being a rapper, somebody that's just saying words on something, to like being a person that's like really creating a movement. And I've always like stood 10 toes on that. Like, I don't like to follow trends. I don't like to do what other people are doing. I'm gonna do what's true to my heart, you know, and true to my soul.
For sure.
And yeah, that's what Freedom Fighter was all about.
Is that the same album that you did the song with Mac Turner and them?
No, that wasn't on the album, but it was around the same time though. Like we dropped that back in 2020, and that was dope because like the kind of image I have, right? Like we was talking about doing a track for years, and you know, and we sent a couple ideas to each other, And then Mac Turner and Prince, they came up with that joint, that America joint, and they sent that to me. And it was like, nah, this the one for you right here. It's like they created something specifically for me.
Yeah.
And I love to see that, you know, because they super dope artists. You know, they make dope tracks for the ladies, you know, for the turn up vibe and all of those things. But like, you know, doing a track with Lewiee Blaze, it means something.
Yeah.
You know, like, and to like inspire artists like that to kind of get in this political lane. That's a badge of honor right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What other, have you stepped foot in any other, I guess, genres outside of, I guess, political rap or drill rap? Have you stepped into like love songs? Have you done anything like that? R&B side?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love R&B.
Okay.
And neo soul. Like,
Yeah.
last year I did this run called Mash Out Monday, where I was dropping a single every single week, you know, and it's really just like me. I'm trying to like empty out the vault. You know, us artists, we like hold on to our music so much.
I got so much music to
Oh
put
my
up.
goodness, I know you do. You got a whip over there. I remember, but it's like, I don't know. I've just, it's so many different types of studio sessions for me. Like some sessions are planned. It's like, I got this project, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, right? It's real coordinated. Then for me, like some sessions is just random off the rip. Like I'm not even writing, I'm just in there freestyling, just vibing. Some sessions is like, we just finna go turn up at the studio, you know, have our, you know, our vices and everything in the space and just go crazy. So
Yeah.
it's like, out of all these experiences, different music has been created, you know, and then when I listen to it and I listen to what's out there in the world, I'm like, yo, man, I gotta put all of this out. Like, last year it was like a goal for me. I'm like, I want to see if I could go the whole year dropping a song every week for real, whether people recognize it or not.
So that's 52 songs a year.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know, and I noticed too, like even on the algorithm, with me being that consistent, I started getting more attention, you know, on my social media. And then you could see like what songs people rock with, you know, and what songs got the most attraction and what songs probably don't. And for me, it wasn't even about being seen at that point. It was like a personal goal, like, yo, I could actually do this. Like, I have the music.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Dope.
I dig that. Yeah, man. I done seen some of your writing styles, especially with us doing the lock-in last year.
Yeah.
Which was like one of the dopest things that I ever seen that ever happened, especially when it came down to bars, because there's the what was it? There's a song that we got that's tucked, but just the fact that you threw that PPP loan in there, like, and just being like the creative person that you are, like what draws a lot of your inspiration when you honestly go down to the pen and sit down and write certain lyrics for certain songs? Like what concepts come up in your mind when you do that?
Man, you know, earlier on, I feel like it was kind of just like me getting my rocks off, right? Like me wanting to be satisfied and be happy with what I create. But throughout my evolution as an artist, I understand, like with sound, and when it hits our ears, like I like to put myself in other people's shoes, right? Like empathize. Like I want to empathize with the consumer. So it's like when I'm putting myself in other people's shoes, what do I want them to feel? What do I want them to hear? What do I want them to receive? And that's why like having music with a message is so important to me, because like regardless of like you go throughout my catalog, you gonna hear, you know, a lot of, you know, different types of art, right? A lot of different things. You might hear a little party track, they ain't talk about nothing, you know. but one thing that like nobody could ever say is that I didn't stand for something, you know, and I didn't like push people to like be better, you know, or want better, you know. And that PPP loan, I was happy to finally put that in rap, because like that's just in my like one of my speeches that I say all the time to my youth program, you know. Like we talk about the PPP loans, but this purpose, passion, and peace is a PPP loan you really need, you know. Like it's more than just money.
Oh, for sure.
Right, it's way more than just money.
See how that was low key a setup for him to say it.
I see.
Yeah.
But no, besides that, you are a part of the Gladiator School.
Yes, shout out to Gladiator School.
Shout out to Righteous and
Yes.
everybody. How is it being able to go into a den like that full of just gorillas, lions, tigers, and bears, and all of y'all coming together and like, is it like friendly competition when it comes down to the sparring when y'all are all together and making these songs, or do you just be like, okay, well, you know what I mean, I'm gonna cater off of him, I'm gonna cater off of her, and then we're all just gonna, you know what I mean, move the force as one?
Man, I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I'm old school. Like when I'm in spaces like that, like I'm trying to take heads off, and I respect the challenge, and I want other people to feel the same way. Like, don't tiptoe around it. Don't give me this Minnesota nice stuff, you know, and be passive aggressive. Like, if you really think you like that, then I need you to prove it. You feel me? And that's what my When Doves Cried disc was all about. When I called out 20-some rappers, it was like, yo, I'm really like that. And, you know, I need you to prove to me you really like that, too. And some people answered the call and some people didn't. But, like, in spaces like that, Gladiator School, the lock-in, you know, that energy is there, right? But it was also like a lot of collabing and a lot of like bouncing off of people. Yeah. You know, but like I'm a challenger. I'm a competitor, bro. Like, you know, Kobe Bryant is one of my biggest inspirations. You know, that's that mama's mentality that what I said earlier, like I want to be the best. And to be the best you have to win. Yeah. You know, so yeah, that's just my mentality. Everybody ain't like that, but I am.
When you drop When Doves Cry, bro, you literally put the entire Minnesota music scene in a frenzy. Like, you had so many people upset, but it went so crazy. So you already telling us, okay, you have a competitive mentality, so you was calling people out anyways. But the moment you dropped it, what were you expecting in responses?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting nothing. Okay. I wasn't expecting anything. I did that for me, you know, and it was kind of like it is what it is situation. Whatever happens after this happens. And like, I wasn't expecting to like stay in the studio that whole week because like responses was coming. And then like the dog in me was like, hold on, I got to come back. So I literally I got the setup at the crib. I ain't leave that studio for a couple of days, just like going. And when people responded, I went right back to the booth, you know, and came back at them. You know, and it was a fun time. It was a real fun time.
Are you still friends with everybody?
I was just about to ask, did you fall out with some people or anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say I fell out with some people. Okay. I would say like some people did show their true colors though, like how they really felt about me for sure. Like I've always been like a cool cat that's like kind of cool with everybody, and that was a moment where I was like, yo, I don't have to be cool with you actually. Like, you know, this could be like some friendly sparring, or like, you know, we could just say F it and leave it where it's at. You know, and some people showed their true colors on that end too. And like, I'm doing well in life. I'm doing well in life, so I can't complain. You know,
that was a crazy
time. And
the
ones
to be
like
alive.
the ones that like we still connect and we still got a strong relationship and they understand we could just keep it hip hop. Those are the type of people I want to build with anyway. You know, so yeah.
How do you feel about rap beef culture? You know, the whole thing. We seen what happened with Drake and Kendrick.
That's funny. I was gonna ask him that too. Who you rolling with?
That's why we co-host. But no, so what do you think of rap beef culture? Do you feel like it should be strictly just about rap, or do you feel like, you know, sometimes you got to get personal, because some people do be getting personal?
Yeah, I mean, I think every situation, you know, is different. You know, like with me, like if it's like a personal issue and like it's some real like smoke or some beef, I'm not the type to rap about it. You know, like,
gotcha.
You know, like that's a whole different situation.
That's building and destroying right there.
Yeah. You know, and I don't see no problem with like sparring though and competition. It's just like iron sharp as iron, right? I love sports. You know, I grew up loving basketball, watching wrestling, watching boxing, all of these things. We competing. You know, and when you compete, it's a winner or a loser. So are you a winner or are you a loser? I don't think it's a problem with like stating that. Yeah. Cause like I feel like this world, we live in a delusion when we say, oh, we're all winners or we're all this or like we're all at the top. No, we're not.
Everybody want participation trophies. No.
Yeah, like oh, I think that's lame, bro. Okay. Like you gotta put that work in, cause like I done put this work in, and if you ain't put, you know, that same level or like more work in, then like what are we talking about for real? So like a lot of people just got their hands out, you know, and want to be seen, but they ain't put the work in. And, that's another thing that I've learned. That's why I say I can't be mad for my early stages coming up and wanting to be seen and certain people not reaching out. I had to put that work in.
Yeah.
And now I done did it over the course of the years. And some of those people that like probably ignored me at the time, or people who I wanted their attention, now I got their respect and now I got their attention because I put the work in. And that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think rap beef, like it's like two sides of the coin, right? Like just as black people in general, we so divisive, you know, and like we most definitely got to be more unified. But like you can only be unified if you like have shared vision, right, and shared values and shared goals, right? You know, but we're all unique, you know, and people are, you know, are raised up in a different way, you know. So like you just gotta rock with who you are aligned with, you know. And if you're not aligned with a certain individual or certain people, that's okay. It's okay to disagree. You know, I love a healthy argument, a healthy debate. That's okay.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we should be able to disagree without disengaging. I do feel like that to like push all of us forward. But like, you know, it's all about love and war. You
Absolutely.
know, and love is war. So.
Absolutely.
And I'd say that a lot on here. Like, man, like I don't have to agree sometimes with, you know, your preference, but I'm still love you.
Oh,
you
for
know
sure.
What I'm saying? But you got to answer the question: Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick.
I knew that though. I knew
Yeah.
that. Just the kind of person you are. I knew that. I knew that.
All right, so I'm gonna start some beef right now. I'm going Juice Lord or Louis Blaze. Who you picking?
I'm gonna pick me every time.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna pick me every time against anybody. You could say Kendrick and Louis Blaze, and I'm gonna say Louis Blaze.
Yeah.
I could compete with the best of them. Like it's bigger than Minnesota for me at this point. Like and like when I'm like putting together my projects, or you know when I'm making these plans with my team, I don't compare myself to no artist in Minnesota. I truthfully don't. I'm looking at cats like LaRussell. You know, I'm looking at cats like Cole, Kendrick. You know, those individuals. That's the level that I see me being at. So like that's what I'm striving towards.
Right.
Like I'm not comparing to, you know, folks that's like I'm in the same playground with. Like I'm trying to explore the world.
That makes sense.
All jokes aside, though, I just want.
I love Juice, man.
Exactly.
Actually,
y'all
like
cool, so-
he's been the main one that's like took me under his wing though, and like put me up to a lot of game. You know,
Okay.
in like these most recent years, when I could say like an artist that's very intentional. He don't just do it with me too. He do it with everybody. Like the game is free, and like he's done some great things for the
sure.
culture. The town's favorite, for real.
For
Like that
sure.
song is not just a song. Like I've been out with this man. He really is the town's favorite, hands down.
Yeah, we're going to get into it because y'all got some music and stuff together. But you
No,
had
I
something?
want to know. We going right into that.
Oh.
Are y'all gonna drop a collab project? Like I want to hear. It,
That's
personally.
crazy,
I
man.
really want to hear what you two will come up with
would be
on a
fire.
collab project.
That would be fire.
And it's not because I see y'all together all the time. Like I just like how he is as a lyricist, and shout out to him because his birthday is this weekend, right?
No, it already passed.
No, it's this weekend.
No, it's this weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow actually.
Yeah.
What? May
Oh,
1st.
First.
Yeah.
Oh,
May
oh no, he's
1st.
been
So, yeah.
promoting it, talking about it since last weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he
So
been
I
talking
wanna
about his
say-
birthday
For a
since
minute.
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah, happy birthday to my guy, Taurus Gang, all day. Just your style and his style, I feel we all want to hear an actual collab project.
Yeah.
Is that in the works?
We get that a lot. We've been hearing it a lot over the past year or two. Just like the run we've been on, we've been booked for a lot of the same shows. We really brothers. You feel me? Like we know each other's family. We know each other's hearts. So like, it's nothing officially in the works, but I feel like something like that it's possible, you know, and it could happen. It just have to be organic. You feel me? And I don't know. I think about like a Cole and a Kendrick and how, you know, we were so ready to hear a project from them, you know, like the possibility of them collabing on something. And like to be in that position, I love to give the people what they want. That's one thing about me, just being a great artist and a great businessman. Like when there's a high demand for it and people request something, I love giving the people what they want. So if that's what the people want, then I would do my best to make it happen.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right, well, look, the time is now 9:58, but this interview is not done. Tell the people where they can follow you, Lewiee.
Yeah. You could text Blaze at 33777. I repeat, you could text Blaze at 33777. Tap
He
in.
got him up. Boy, he went straight 90s on us, boy. Early 2000, bro.
Look.
Can I get a ringtone from there, too, if I text that?
Look, you can get anything you need. You know, text that
dope.
line. Let me know what you need. We got it.
AKA DaeTV.
DaeTV.
Some DaeTV.
You are now watching the DaeTVNetwork.
Let the people breathe now. Bring the love to the streets now. No more fear in the night. We just want peace. We just want life. Come on. Hear the heartbeat loud. We the voice of the crowd. One love, one fight, one sound. Justice and humanity now. Come on.
Wake up, this is the wake up.
And we are back, y'all. Welcome back to the show. It's time to finish up this interview. We're not finish it up, but we still got a lot to talk about. Man, that was Ice Out.
Yes, it was.
Give us, I mean, of course, we know the inspiration behind it, being in Minnesota and all the things happening here with the ice surge and all that. But give us the I guess the back end of what made you say, you know what, I need to speak up and use my platform to let people know, you know, what's going on.
You know, being a hip hop artist, you kind of also like a news reporter in a way. You know, and like folks can choose to be asleep or ignorant to what's going on in the world, but like that doesn't push us forward collectively. And like really, you know, at the foundation of it, it was like, you know, I wanted to humanize us, you know, like just as a people, you know, and because, you know, if I'm being real, me being a black man in America, I had some like, you know, conflicting moments during that time. It's like, man, it's not really my fight. Whoop-de-whoop, you know, like we go through X, Y, and Z and don't nobody like show up for us, you know. But like us, our people, we so quick to, you know, fight against injustice, period. And you know, I caught myself in a lot of those thoughts, and it was like, yo, just because you feel like certain people don't go as hard for your culture don't mean like that change who you are at the core, you know. And then I just look at my community and all the people that supported me. Like when I did my concert, it wasn't just black people in there, you know, it was people of all races, of all backgrounds, of all cultures, you know. And like just growing up in a very like diverse neighborhood, and like the people who have supported me specifically. So it's like to see other communities, you know, finally experience what we've been experiencing is like, yo, we can't just be quiet. You know, we got to say something. You know, and that makes the movement stronger for all sides as well. So
I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question with that is, how long did it take you to actually find the beat, pin it up, and then, because before you hit me with it, you definitely hit me with it. And I was like, okay, bro, I hear you. And I was like, I just got into this position. I want to play it, but I have to go through clearance first.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, how long did it take you to actually make that from when everything started up until you released it?
I would say when the longest part of the process was me just like thinking like, should I speak on this right now? Like, you know, I had to really like connect myself to it first. And I was going back and forth with that. I had a lot of conversations. I called some elders to share how I was feeling. I had some talks with some homies in the squad, you know, to kind of see how other people was feeling too. Because at first I wasn't rocking with it. At first I was probably gonna say quiet, you know, like, oh, they got to deal with that themselves. Like they finally get a taste of what we've been tasting, you know, like that was my mentality.
No offense, but hey, y'all don't know what we go through, or y'all think y'all know.
Oh no, they know and they see it, but
y'all don't know.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They
right?
didn't feel it.
Hey, they didn't feel it.
Yeah.
You know, now you
So
feel
now
it.
you feel it.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, go ahead, y'all,
You know,
y'all got it.
And then I started thinking about like just my purpose as an artist. You know, I think about a quote Jimi Hendrix said. Like they was asking him all these political questions. He was like, man, why can't I just be an artist? You know,
Facts.
you know. And as an artist, like we are put here to heal the world, to bring people together, no matter where they come from or what they believe. Like that's the power of an artist. So when I looked at it from that perspective, I'm like, it's only right, you know, for you to say something. And then when I made that shift, you know, mentally, like, okay, I'm gonna say something. Yeah. That was just a day's worth work, because apparently I had a lot that I wanted to get off my chest about that situation. It just flowed. Like when you are like true to the message and you know, you just pouring from the heart, it just flows like that. So I found the beat. The same day I made a call, like, yo, I gotta go to the studio. I gotta get this off my chest. Boom, bang, bow.
Okay.
That's lit.
So, and 24 hours.
24 hours. Not even. More like 12.
Well, I want to hold on. I'm sorry, Dae. I want to congratulate you though and give you your actual flowers for that one, because if I'm not mistaken, me and a couple other people were having a conversation and we were like, why ain't no artists attacked that situation yet?
I think me and you had that convo.
Was that us?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
You was there. Yeah. So we were like, why ain't nobody attacked this situation? Why ain't nobody put out no music? We were probably at the store, weren't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ain't nobody put out no music. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna say something? You know? And you, like me, I just started my artistry last year, as I explained at the lock-in. Me personally, I'm still trying to work on it because I do this, but you being the first person that actually took that step, that leadership and stuff like that actually, like, it, I think it sparked something, because next thing you know, we had Brother Ali, which is from here. Yep. He put out Another Country and stuff like that. But you stepping into your being and just having that message is so powerful, bro. So I understand that light that you were shining from, like I said, when I did your research from the back music all the way up until now. Amazing. Yeah, so I just want to give you your flowers for that one. Definitely.
Thank you.
For sure. Is Ice Out just a single, or is it on One of One?
No, it's just a single.
Just a single?
Yeah.
Okay. So we finna get into 101, the album.
Yeah.
But first, we're going back to Freedom Fighters. Mm-hmm. What project came after Freedom Fighters?
That was One of One.
Okay, so 101. Then we in the right place then.
Yeah, we are here.
Cool.
Present in the moment.
Love it. Yeah. So 101, and then One of One, and then you had the release show for that. Tell us the experience you had of throwing your own concert as an independent artist.
Oh my goodness, it was amazing. You know, I was very nervous. You know, I learned a lot, because it's one of those things where, like, dang, you know, is people actually gonna pop out to see me? Like, you know, I'm worried about what the crowd gonna look like, all of this. And honestly, like, it was more than I even expected, you know. So in that moment, I was just so grateful, you know, and just so proud of myself that I really did that, you know. And like, people like Juice has been in my corner for a long time. He been telling me to put together a release show, like, do your own concert. He, like, because that's how you really test your wings as an artist. Because it's one thing to, like, have a lot of streams, go viral, get a lot of views, have a lot of people know who you are. But, like, if you can, like, put booty cheeks in seats, for real, like, if you could get people to spend their hard-earned money to come out, you know, pay for gas to come see you, pay for babysitters, parking, you know, all of this. And then it was kind of cold, too. It was like, that was in November, you know, wintertime was right around the corner, too. And, like, the turnout was, like, even more than I expected, you know. And then just the talent on the show who rocked with me then. Like,
who was there?
Sienna on the mic hit the stage. Camille Love hit the stage. Brandon Tullock and the Poetic Roots hit the stage. And my brother Nucky hit the stage.
Yes.
And
Nucky's a wild one.
Oh, my goodness.
He
I love Nucky.
On for real, but he's a wild one, bro.
Hey, you only sleep if you don't know.
Exactly.
Like, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the first cats I seen, like, on stage when I first started rapping. I'm like, yo, this guy is cold. I ain't know Minnesota had rappers like that. I was like, okay, we got some competition out here.
Okay.
I love it.
That's dope.
We got to get Sienna up here, bro.
Yeah, she's been going crazy too.
Yeah,
I love her. I love her down. I first met her at the Juneteenth pageant. She was one of the contestants, and my daughter was too. So that's how I met her.
Okay.
So super dope.
Like I said, I met everybody at the lock-in, like, officially. Like, I, as a DJ, I always hear about people, and people be like, yeah, man, you should check out the homie, woo, 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 woo. And, like, at that time, I'm not even gonna lie, I was lifing, so I wasn't, like, diving in. But once I actually got myself back together and, you know what I mean, started, you know, getting back into that righteous righteous mind of, knowledge itself, like everything changed. So meeting everybody and everybody being in one position, this is why I'm like such a big fan of everybody right now, especially like the artists right now. I stopped doing it a long time ago, but everybody right now got heat, bro. And it, like, I don't know if anybody can come back from their later years and try to touch anybody right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would agree that I think this generation of artists coming up, and I'm sure you've probably seen a difference from 10 years ago into now. This new generation of artists is in a bag. Like they're just doing things that I don't think the Minnesota scene has for real seen in a long time. How do you feel about, all these other artists that are stepping into themselves, into their best selves, and just putting out fire music?
I love it. I think it's great for the art. It's great for the scene. It's great because it's gonna continue to shine a light on Minnesota as a whole, And then like going back to like that competitive nature, like it makes you get better because like iron sharpens iron, like what I said earlier. So like I get inspired when I see other people doing their thing. Like I was just at Kalina Dreams release show last night, and he was rapping his tail off. He made me want to go right to the booth. Like, stuff like that. Like I just love to see it. I love to see my people win too. Like when you genuinely love to see people win, and get their flowers they deserve. I think that's what it's all about. Like even though we competitive, like at the end, after I whoop you, I'ma still shake your hand.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, like I wanted to get into. Let's get back to 101. Who all you got featured on this project?
Oh man, I got Jada Brown, downtown Jada Brown featured on the project. I got Maya Marshall, Juice Lord, Jerome Richardson, super dope. He played the saxophone and he's done a lot on the activism scene
For
too.
sure.
As well. I got my man DJ Mickey Breeze, OG, Chill, David Anderson. He was a art teacher at Studio 4 as well. And yeah, those are a few features I got on this One of One album.
Nice.
How long did it take for you to construct that project?
That was like a year in the making, I want to say. Like that was like my first album, because like even with Freedom Fighter, I had a lot of songs that I was just sitting on that I was able to put together in that box. Like, okay, this fits perfectly with this concept. But One of One was like literally created from scratch. It was like, yo, I want to put together like my first cohesive sounding album all from scratch. So like that's what One of One was about. And I do feel like it's probably been my most cohesive album, that I've been able to put together and produce, and long studio sessions, and just going back to the music like 3, 4, 5 different times, getting different mixes and all of that, and it manifested into what it became. And just so grateful, to put that project out. And I also I tested my wings with that joint too. It's a new platform called even.biz.
I've been hearing everybody using that now.
Yeah, I was the first Minnesota rapper to drop on Even.
Period.
Clock it. First
ahead. Minnesota
Minnesota rapper to do a Juneteenth tour. Clock it.
Period.
I was the first to do a lot.
Okay, Soulja Boy? No.
Hey, no, though, for real, though, like, I dropped that joint on even.biz in 2024 on my birthday, and that was like, okay, let me see who gonna really invest, because you could buy the art from the artist, right? And I tested that joint out, and, like, the amount of money that I made off that, I would have needed, like, 300,000 streams, on, like, Spotify and stuff like that to get the same amount of money, right? So like I got paid off that project, and then I let that sit for a full year, before I put it out on all platforms. So like 2025, me doing that official concert was like me putting it on all platforms, me celebrating my birthday, but just like, sharing that with the world. But like if you was really in tune with Blaze and really supported, it was like old news to you. It's like, oh, we already got this.
Right.
So it's like, it's that level of exclusivity too.
I love
like
that.
My fans, like they exclusively had that already. So everybody else in the world was just catching up.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, with that being said, like, do you think, because there's a bunch of new artists that always pop up every day, myself included, do you think that a lot of new artists should honestly take their time before putting out music, or do you think like if you got something hot, just go ahead and jump the line and go for it?
So basically, like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I think people just gotta do what is true to them. You know, I'm the type, like, I love Nike, just do it. You know, like I listen to some of my old stuff and it's like, oh, that probably wasn't it. I could have saved that. Right. But at the same time, like, if you don't put yourself out there, then like ain't nobody gonna know who you are or what you doing. Right. You know, but like if you are taking your time, then I would say like, you know, study the business of music, right? Understand the business behind the scenes first. Like, make sure your infrastructure is all set up, right? And like, you know, create like a real strategy of how you want to move. Because like that's my thing. I like just put myself out there, and I just, you know, was throwing stuff at the wall, and I was like learning as I went. But like, it's so many tools out here to where like you can have the full package like planned out before you go out. But like even with that, it's like I don't know, you try to be too perfect. Like, I don't allow perfect to be the enemy of good. You know, I think life is just an extreme adventure of walking on unknown territory, and you're not gonna have all the answers, right? You're not gonna know all the answers, and the only failure is like giving up. You know, but like if you bump your head a few times, that's how we learn and that's how we grow. So like my advice would be to like, man, just go for it. Absolutely. Like, don't allow fear to hold you back. Absolutely.
Period. You out here healing the hood.
Yeah.
Yes, with your Heal the Hood project, a single that I actually had the honor to be a part of. We Need Each Other, the song. Yes, tell us a little bit. I mean, I was there, so I already know, but tell the listeners a little bit of the inspiration behind this project, the people that you reached out to participate in it, and just how that you put that whole thing together.
Yeah, like a part of that was inspired by, you know, Tim and Urban Lights and what we did with that Locked In, right? Because I've been wanting to do a lock-in for a minute, but like this lock-in had like a specific purpose, you know, because it was a shooting one night, like over 200 shots let off, you know, some young ladies lost their life and everything, and you know, it just hit me very deeply. I'm like, yo, what if like I just made a post, like what if Minnesota artists came together and created our own like We Are the World song, right? Because like music could be so healing and could be so powerful, and then like if we all like come together on one project, I wonder what that'll look like. And I was really just curious. I didn't expect for the post to blow up the way it did. Yeah. But like it went crazy. So it's like, okay, I gave myself a extra task. I was supposed to be focused on my concert and my album.
Don't we do that as artists? We sometimes put too much on our plate.
Yeah. But we made it happen the very next weekend. You know, shout out to Studio 4. You know, we booked the studio for that. And shout out to everybody who gravitated towards that, because like it was really just led by spirit. It's like I put this like idea out there and I allowed it to come together organically. Like I just put the structure together. I wrote the song with Lewiee. Shout out XD Media. We've been locked in. We both wrote the song, and we had some brilliant minds like yourself, you know, and so many other vocalists that came through and really made that song to what it is, you know. And I'm just so grateful for that experience and very, very excited for us to like put that out into the world. I 10 toes down feel like that's gonna be one of the greatest, you know, songs to come out of Minnesota like in history, like ever.
It's
like,
gonna be fire.
For real.
Yeah. I'm gonna say her name wrong. She's gonna be mad if she was listening. Or well, she ain't listening right now. Imade, she was there. Yeah. Fire vocalist. A few of the ladies that be at Snapped, I can't think of their names, but they were there. Okay. Thomasina. Yep. She was there. One of Minnesota's, you know, legendary vocalists. Yeah, you had some amazing people in there. Sounds of Blackness.
Yep, Gary Hines.
Gary Hines was helping produce it and helping us vocalists, you know, find the right notes and all of that stuff.
T. Michael Rambo.
Yeah.
T. Michael Rambo.
Yeah, we was in there. Even Zeke was there. Zeke on the beat.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of us.
What people don't even know is like we got a hip hop track too that was going on in the other studios, because like it's a Studio A and a Studio B. Yeah, it's a hip hop track where we doing like the self-destruction thing with a bunch of rappers on one joint too. And like people ain't even heard no sneak peek or nothing of that joint too. So like it was two genres being hit at once.
I've been waiting. Yeah, like he told, like I knew that he was doing it because everything was all at one one time, low
Yep.
key.
Yep.
But nah, man, I think that was definitely needed. And like you said earlier, man, just stepping into your light and being able to, you know, do some things like that. I think that definitely is well needed, and we gotta like keep that ball rolling, bro. Because
Absolutely.
for you to have so many people come through and like literally get 2 tracks done within, what was that, like 2 days?
Yeah.
Just a couple of days.
Yeah.
That's it, boy.
Yep.
That's the funny part though, because
Boy,
like the
wear
track
that
still
crown,
ain't
bro.
completely done. You
Wear
know,
that
like
crown, bro.
we got more people involved, and
Yeah,
we
y'all
got a
did.
whole band, like, you know. And I would say like we need each other. It's probably like 90% there right now.
still ain't
but now
done?
now it's like some final
It's been like-
It's some final touches.
Okay.
You know, because like everybody got different schedules. Like we got
That's
some
true.
prominent people on that song. You know,
That's
like
true.
we even got Javante Patton on the song now.
Nice.
You know, so like
You boy.
yeah, you know,
You better.
it's crazy.
Boy.
It's gonna be crazy. Like I
I'm
can't wait
excited.
to put that out into the world.
I'm
And like
excited.
that song alone is really just a tool for like what's to come next after that.
Absolutely.
And like so like I really took my time intentionally with that because I wanted to be more than just a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, like the music, it should create a movement. Us
Yeah.
as a people are meant to move. So like that song alone will be like the vehicle, the driving vehicle for what's to come next, you know, and to maximize the opportunity and like, you know, just empower the culture in a whole different way moving forward. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, as we're talking about healing the hood, you got some community projects, right? In Slavery, Minnesota, and the Black Community Board. Let us know a little bit about your roles in that.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of outreach, you know, just kind of getting back to investing my time and energy for the community and moving some things forward. And I'm trying to get into like this policy work. I'm trying to take that a little more serious these days.
Okay.
You know, I've been able to see some things get passed in Congress, and it really affect us, you know, as a people, you know, living our everyday lives. So like in Slavery, Minnesota, we currently working on removing the slavery clause that's inside the 13th Amendment. Because, you know, when they, quote unquote, abolished slavery, they was like, yeah, unless you commit a crime, right? And it's
Right.
like these 14 words that, like, allow our incarcerated brothers and sisters to still be enslaved and being there working very hard jobs for long hours at just 25 cents an hour, right? Not making anything. But then they got commissary and they got certain things they need to buy. That's like, you know, it just don't make no sense, man. It's
certain
crazy.
Necessities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What brought your attention to that exact point when it came down to, you know, your community work for the whole in slavery situation? Was it because of like the things you went through when you were younger, or is it because you had like family members that went through the same situations?
Yeah, I think it's both, you know, for what I'm, you know, went through in my life, but then also like I just recently lost some very important people in my family to mass incarceration, and they gonna be gone for some years. So I'm thinking about like they conditions in there, you know, and only being able to like talk to them on the phone or like hit them on JPay or like see them from time to time, right? If we could possibly like make their situation just a little better with like getting the slavery clause out and getting them to have fair wages, they can still provide for their family, you know, and they can still be purposeful, you know. And then I got a lot of OGs and mentors in my life who spent like 12 to 20 years in a joint, you know, and they tell me all the time about the conditions, and I've been able to see how they move since they came out, right? So it's just like adding to that legacy, you know, like Fannie Lou Hamer said, we not free until we all free, right? So it's like adding to that legacy and keeping that alive, you know, because it's real, you know, and the marathon continues. And,
Absolutely.
you know, we got to really get stuff passed through office too. So like we got a couple of state representatives that authored the bill and everything. We got a bill. We got on May 5th, next Tuesday, we got the Day on the Hill event at the state capitol, where we going to be putting people on game, you know, and having folks talk about that article that we trying to get passed. So make sure y'all tune in for that. And then
Absolutely.
the Black Community Board, shout out to Brother Hassan, Boss Man Kais. He does violence prevention training, and we're currently planning a conference, you know, at the end of this year, but like really looking to create intentional conversations around like, you know, social things like community education, community safety, and healing, you know, and just curating like conversations for the culture, you know, that's meaningful. So,
Absolutely.
All right,
yeah.
so
Love it.
with that being said, before we jump to the next topic, I know you got had a situation came about that you have to most likely go, you know,
Handle your own business.
Yeah,
handle
I'm
your
working
own
to end
business.
slavery, and I'm about to
Yeah.
be in slavery my damn self
That's
for a little bit.
crazy.
Right. Do you want to get into that, or do you want to let like anybody know like how they can help with that whole situation? It's up to you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to get deep into it if you don't want to get deep into exactly what happened or anything. But, you know what I mean? Like, just, do you want to, you know?
Yeah, I've been an open book about it, you know, because like I'm not ashamed of the situation at all. Like I made a decision out of survival, you know, mixed with a lot of grief. Like I was grieving at the time, and I was making a lot of stupid decisions. Like after I lost my mom, fam, like I started like
Rest in
not
peace.
caring about life, period. You
Right.
know, and I was living like I had nothing to lose for real. And, you know, from that moment until now, like now I've literally built a life I'm afraid to lose, you know, and I cherish this freedom at a whole nother level. And then also, like, when I look at it in hindsight, it's like, it's not as bad as it could have been, you know? Like I just said, I got folks that's finna be gone for years, you know? I'm just about to experience, like, not that much, not even a full year with that experience, right? And then, like, we got work release programs and different alternatives here in Minnesota, so I'm grateful for the work that the justice system is doing for individuals like me to, like, still have that second chance. So, like, I'm holding on to that. I'm keeping my faith strong. I'm taking care of my business. Like, I'm about to be a father, you know. I'm a
Congratulations.
family man. So, like, I'm just focused on different things right now. Like I said, building that life that I'm afraid to lose. And, you know, when I take care of that and get that in the past, I'm not trying to deal with them people no more.
I believe it.
'Cause, like, I done gave them so many years of my life already and so many thumbprints and all of that. You know,
Yeah.
it's just very frustrating. It's aggravating, you know. But, like, you know, it could always be worse.
Right.
Like, I'm just so grateful because it's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was blessed.
Okay.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Do the future Louis Blaze see himself running for politics or anything?
Hey, man, I don't know. He just might.
Okay.
Yeah, it just might. Let's see how these next
Louis for governor.
5-10 years go. Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly.
That's
Like,
cool.
It's some city council members that have inspired me. And this shout out to Anika Bowie, you know, doing her
Love
thing.
her.
Shout out to council member Pearl Warren over on the north side, right?
For sure.
And it's some politicians that I don't rock with and who, you know, extremely irritate me. And it's like, I could do your job better than you.
Ooh.
So,
Speak
like,
on it.
Talk it, bro.
Yeah.
Period.
Talk it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to slowly start wrapping up.
Yep.
Let us know about some upcoming releases. You got some limitations for the Tupac Cypher.
Oh, yeah. May 1st. That's actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got a general public screening later on today at the 612 Jungle at 7 o'clock. Y'all want to come through for that.
Okay.
But yeah, May 1st, man, we got the libations for Tupac Cypher, produced by this brother named Jabril Kumas, owner of Vibrate 88, a student of the School of the Rock Nation. You feel me? And been doing his thing for a minute. And like he had us all do a libations for Tupac Cypher. We all got different beats. So I'm excited for that. That's about to be fire. There's so many dope artists associated with that, like me, Juice Lord, Rashanti, Mac Turner, Robbo Montaigne.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, that's gonna be extremely special. You know,
Love it.
And
then-
they'll be over Tupac beats?
yeah, over Tupac beats.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Did I say that word right? Libations? Did I say
Yeah,
libations?
libations.
What did I say?
Liberations?
I just say
I'm
liberation.
not even
Liberation,
gonna-
libations.
Oh, well. Okay, that's what's up. No, that's going to be lit.
Yeah.
I'll try to make it 7 o'clock, you said?
Yeah,
612 Jungle?
yeah, 612 Jungle. That's a dope space too. Like if anybody out there is looking for like wellness, want to do yoga, you know, jungulates, Pilates,
Oh,
any
I've
of
heard
that.
of them. Yeah. They be
shout-
doing the hot Pilates. The women in there sweating and stuff.
yeah. Check out 612 Jungle for sure.
Cool. All right, this is our last question. We like to ask a lot of the artists that come in here this question. So, you know, you ain't got to answer if you want to, but please do. Yo, Mount Rushmore in Minnesota. I know you said, you know, you are looking past the whole Minnesota, part of it, but just who do you feel is like the heavy hitters here for your Mount Rushmore?
Okay. Let's see. Well, you got to put Blaze up there. This
Yourself.
cat named Lewiee Blaze. He's hard. He's been doing his thing.
Yeah, who is that dude? I never met him.
You got to put Nakara 4J up there.
Yes.
You have to.
I love his list already.
You got to put Juice Lord up there.
I knew
Malik Curtis. You have to. It's only right. You got to put B. Croc up there.
Oh, I didn't expect that one.
Yeah, you
Shout
got to
to
put
Bryn.
B. Croc up there.
Okay.
You
can throw one more because I know Mount Rushmore's only 4, right?
Technically, it's
You can
4.
throw one more since you put yourself on there.
Yeah, I like to be balanced out. You feel me? Like, and that's another thing. Like, man, the females been kicking the dudes behinds for some years now. And I'm very intentional with that. Not just having a bunch of dudes because like it don't even make no sense. Like with those names I just listed. And yeah, I mean, like you gotta. Man, right now I'm very, very, very excited for Sienna on the mic.
Yes.
I'm very excited for her. Yeah.
Okay, solid list. All right, well, Lewiee Blaze, thank you so much for coming through and interviewing us. Your second time being at the station, so appreciate it so much. Tell the people one more time where to follow you, how they can know about these next upcoming releases, or where they can find your music, all that stuff.
Absolutely, y'all. Literally text Blaze, that's BLAZE, to 33777. You're gonna be tapped in with the movement, and I don't even want you to just follow me. Like let's link up and let's lead together. Yeah.
Okay, and what's your social? I know you told them to text it, but
Yeah.
Social
Socials is Lewiee Blaze. That's LEWIEE Super simple. And stop snoozing, G. Go Google me. LEWI with 2 E's.
Cause period. Google me, baby.
All
right,
G,
y'all.
go Google me.
I love that.
I love the Lewiee Blaze phrases, bro. I swear to God, bro.
Absolutely.
We gonna have to start doing that.
We got it. For
All right,
everything.
y'all. Well, thank y'all again for listening to the Wake Up on Power 104.7. Don't forget you can follow your girl, all things _DAE on IG, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yep, follow me, RealDjIntenz. Once again, big shout out to Lewiee Blaze. Appreciate you guys for coming through, man.
Shout out to y'all. I love what y'all doing for the culture. We need more platforms like this.
Thank you.
That's not pushing a bunch of nonsense. It's a lot of weak media platforms on the Minnesota scene that get a lot of attention for a lot of like trauma-based stuff and a lot of drama and divisive things, and platforms like this is what we need to push as a culture. This y'all show us in our best light and in our excellence.
Look,
and that's
he
the
over
type
here
of stuff
making
that
me
I like
blush
to
now.
support.
Thank you. And I heard a little birdie that you said this was your favorite radio station.
Absolutely.
You making me blush now. God.
Stop.
I'm humbled. I am very flattered. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We up out of here. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next time on The Wake Up.
See ya.
Let the people breathe now. Bring the love to the streets now. No more fear in the night. We just want peace. We just want life. Come on.